So, Kris, tell me about this cornfield crappie live sweep.
So another awesome product that Mark Riddle's come up with over at Cornfield Crappie, and it's the live sweep. So you'll see in here we've got a little foot pedal. There's a left and a right foot pedal, and you just put your foot down there and it'll turn this thing either left or right. You can put your you can put a number of things on it. It's best with forward facing sonar. Right now we've got the Mega Live put on there, and you could also run, Garmin if you wanted to, whatever. So it works wonderful for a partner. So you can see one of our transducers is on the trolling motor shaft, and then we got the other on this, so they're independent of one another. What's really cool about this is when we deploy the trolling motor, both deploy.
Yeah.
So with that live sweep, you don't have to worry about pulling something separate up like you would with the pole that a lot of people are using,
right.
The hand pole. So it works out well. So Dad can stay over here on the foot pedals, and let's say I'm running the trolling motor and looking at a piece of structure, and Dad's wanting to scan off and look at another piece of structure, then he's able to do that, and depending on one another, and he can fish his own thing, and I can fish mine. So,
very cool. Or if you put the trolling motor on spot lock, you can look left or right, so you don't have to be directly in front of it like you normally have to have been, right?
Yeah. And that's great, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because on windy days you're talking about something that can be really handy.
Yeah.
Those of you that have run it on your trolling motor shaft, a transducer for forward facing sonar, the issue that comes whenever the wind is blowing hard, and a lot of times you actually have to take your eyes off of your target. You have to turn that trolling motor away from that piece of structure to be able to square the boat back up to be able to fish. So with that, let's say I have to take the transducer off of that piece of structure to straighten it up, then Dad can lock on and continue to look at that piece of structure and the fish while I'm maneuvering the boat. So,
very cool. Live sweep from Cornfield Crappie.
I'll tell you another product, Kirby.
Before we get into that, I want to ask you, do you know a guy by the name of Steve Abernathy?
Stephen Abernathy.
Yeah.
Easy drift.
Easy drift stuff. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It keeps your.
What's called the Easy Clip.
Yeah.
And that way, what's two really cool features about this is you'll see that both sides of this clip have channels that run down them. This is for a single cable on the back side of this.
Yeah.
There's a little channel for a single cable, and then the top side is a cable or a trough or channel for a double cable. So you can run whatever transducer you need to, run it along the length of your trolling motor without using zip ties. You don't have to use electric tape, a lot of things that people are using to secure that on.
Yeah.
Real cool feature. If you go and get hung on a stump or something like that, then these are tearaways. So once you put a little pressure on them, then that wire will just pop out of that channel and keep you from breaking your wire. Another cool product that they got out is the hood. So the Easy Drift makes this hood. It goes down over top of your transducer. Forward facing sonar. This one happens to be for Garmin Livescope. 4 screws go into 4 holes that Garmin already has on the top of their transducer. So they're tapped and threaded, the holes there in the transducer, and you just put 4 screws that come with this hood down through them. It was a super easy install.
And that keeps like something from severing the cable, right? It shoots it upwards.
Yep.
Okay, very cool.
So a lot of people were having the problem of hitting that on a stump or hitting it on some construction, and it actually pulling that loose from the top of their transducer, and this gives it a whole lot of extra protection and support.
Nice. Now, what else did you start to talk about on the setup of this boat?
The other really cool thing that we got from Cornfield Crappie Gear is this folding monitor mount. This one happens to have a bridge to it, so it allows you to bridge that space for your recessed trolling motor foot pedal.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So you can get your foot underneath there.
Yep, you can get your foot.
Boy, that's forward thinking and space management, isn't it?
Yep. So really cool when you get, you get this thing up and your grass right in your face, where you're not putting a lot of tension on your neck and shoulders, looking down on the floor, so it makes it a lot more ergonomically correct.
And how easily was that deployed? What'd you do there? You just pulled that?
Just pull the pin and you rotate it, so you'll notice there's a little groove.
Yeah.
A little notch cut there, so that locks it into place. You pull out on it, twist about a quarter turn. Now it's unlocked. Now I can lay this strap down.
When you're traveling, so it doesn't obstruct your view, right?
Absolutely, and lock it back in place. So simple as that.
Cornfield crappie gear. Very cool. I like it.